And I also said you're going to get a behind the scenes look, and that is true as well. But before I actually do that, what I want to do is give the at-home audience a little bit of context about what they're looking at, since we all here, the audience, can see this space live. So the first thing that I'm showing is our floor plan. So the reason that we put these together is because when the technicians arrive on site, they need to know exactly where the equipment goes. And that's really important for a couple of reasons. We're looking for bathrooms, we're looking for fire exits. We want to make sure that we actually have clear paths so that no one's walking in front of the cameras, which makes a really distracting event. And this is all the equipment that we brought, right? This is a lot, and I don't want you to read through this equipment. That would take a while, but what I will note here is that if you're ever looking at a gear list and you don't understand what something is, your event production partner should be able to explain that to you in a way that makes sense, right? In a non-technical way. The other thing that we did for Socio is we put together some renderings. So for you in the audience, you can see, right, this looks very similar to what we are actually doing right now. And this is actually a camera view from Brian, one of our camera operators. So I'm looking right at him right now, actually. And you can see that this is the Socio rendering that we put together. And this next one is a view from my right side over here. So that's looking over here, bird's eye. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a closer look behind the scenes. All right, we are using an iPhone to make this happen, which I think is a very, very cool way to do this. So I'm gonna come over here, Kara, and you're gonna show the entire at-home audience. I'm gonna try and move slowly so we don't get too choppy. This is our audience behind us, right? Wave audience, right? So this is what it looks like if you were presenting on the stage. So Kara, if you look down, you're gonna look at three different things right here. So this first thing that you're looking at is going to be our confidence monitor or comfort monitor. And that really is exactly what it sounds like. It has notes, it has the slides, so that when you're on stage, you know what your words are that you're supposed to be using. The next thing that you're looking at is a speaker timer, and that's super important for a hybrid event, especially to keep everybody on schedule. It doesn't, play music or pull you off, but it tells you to stay on time. And then this right here is a speaker. And when you're talking to virtual panelists or speakers, this is where their audio comes up to make it very clear while you're on stage so that you can have a two-way conversation that is very clear and concise. So I'm gonna move over here this way. And so this monitor right here that you're looking at, this is going to be a live feed. And so what this is used for is actually pulling the remote presenters up so that it sort of feels like you're on stage with them, and so the audience can actually see them as well. We've got our audience camera right here. This is Chad on the camera audience. So this is used so that really you can get a view of everybody out here, so that at home, you really feel like you're a part of the event. If you look directly this way, this is a built-in monitor that we're using, and this is for Socio's live display. And so that was a great use of the space so that people can look over here and see what's going on socially. All right, I'm gonna come this way now. Say hello to the audience again. Okay, so we have half of our stage wash right here, and I won't have you pan, but there's another one on the other side. And that is really to make sure that everyone on stage is well lit, both for the in-person and also for the virtual audiences. All right, follow me this way. Okay, so here are our main two cameras. So we've got Nathan and we've got Brian. They've made me look good this entire time. I appreciate them. And right here in the middle, we have a monitor that also has a live feed. Now, it is very distracting as a presenter to see yourself while you're doing it, but it's also important so that you are looking this way when remote presenters are on the screen. All right, now to the meat and potatoes. We're going to come back to our tech table, and I'm going to be very careful because this is not a best practice. This microphone and the speakers will talk to each other and screech. So Dan back here is protecting our ears and doing a great job. He's got his mixing board. He's really running audio both in here in the room and then also for the remote attendees, making sure there's no looping, which is when it's an echo when you hear yourself, and making sure that you don't actually have any feedback. Over here, we have Eric, who is our video engineer, and you can see that he has a bunch of little cameras. Can you see it? I want to stand this way. You're a great camera operator. The crew would tell you that. Okay, so he has a bunch of different monitor views of all of the cameras, and he's got a headset on to make sure that he can talk to each operator and say, here's the next shot that's coming. And then we have Jay, and Jay is running the virtual experience. And so this is a very high pressure job. So we're not going to talk to Jay. But what Jay is doing is making sure that all the presenters can come on, that all the videos are playing. He's got a very, very detailed run of show so that he knows exactly what to do and when to do it. He's also got a backup internet source right here. This is a best practice. If for some reason the internet crashes in here, there's no event, right? So it's gonna switch automatically to that. So that concludes our tour.